That was a special report from CBS News on the Sean Diddy Combs verdict, as well as news of Hamas agreeing to release remaining Israeli hostages.
If you're just joining us, a judge sentenced the music mogul to 4 years and 2 months in prison.
And we will continue to monitor both of these breaking stories throughout the show. Meanwhile, to our weather, Blaze Keller is here with our first warn forecast. How's it looking, Blaze?
Well, we have set some new record high temperatures already this afternoon across southern Wisconsin as we sit in the mid to upper 80s. We're taking a live look at downtown Madison towards Lake Mendota, the Union Terrace, and that is where we are seeing these temperatures still in the mid to upper 80s. Previously, we were at 87 degrees in Madison, down to 86, and that has set a new record high temperature for today's date, thanks to those southwesterly winds. Still near 90, Lone Rock, Bosco Belt, Prairie du Chien, the Dells, Camp Douglas, Black River Falls, La Crosse. We are all within a few degrees of hitting 90. We were at 90 degrees in Sauk City earlier, down to now 88 in Middleton, Verona, as well as in Mount Horeb and Cross Plains. Who has set new records for today? This is as of 3 p.m. Lone Rock, Baraboo, Dodgeville, Sauk City, Richland Center, if you live in Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Reedsburg, Watertown, Janesville, the Dells, and Madison. We have set new daytime high records for today's date, and we could do it again not only on Saturday, but possibly Sunday as well. We're going to take a look at just how hot we will be for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Blaze. A woman is facing charges after a car crash hurt 2 children. At about 11:40 Wednesday night, Sun Prairie police officers responded to a home on Hart Road. The 34-year-old suspect from Sun Prairie had allegedly placed 2 children in a car inside a closed garage while under the influence of drugs. She then drove the car with herself, the children, and a man inside through the closed garage door. Officers say while resisting arrest, the woman bit an officer on the hand. The children's injuries are minor, and they are now in other care arrangements.
Well, the government shutdown is now in day 3 with no end in sight.
Erica Brown has more details from Capitol Hill.
The White House says layoffs of some federal workers are needed as the government shutdown continues.
Nobody wants to do that, but sometimes in government you have to make tough decisions.
The Trump administration is also targeting some Democratic-led cities and states during the shutdown. Earlier this week, the White House put a hold on $18 billion in funding for transit projects in New York. And Friday morning, Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought announced on social media that $2 billion in projects for Chicago is being frozen.
Russ Vought is doing what he's been tasked to do in the midst of this government shutdown, which is to look at funds that need to be temporarily halted or need to be canceled. And Chicago is just another example of that.
Friday, the Senate voted once again and failed to move forward with a short-term spending bill to fund the government until mid-November, extending the government shutdown.
The yeas are 54 and the nays are 44.
Republicans picked up 3 votes, but the bill still fell short of the 60 needed to advance the legislation. Most Democrats are holding out for an extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies and a rollback of cuts to Medicaid.
I'm confident that it is a righteous fight to keep health care premiums from going up for tens of millions of families.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune says discussions are underway with some Democrats to vote for the bill.
I don't know how many times they're going to give them a chance to vote no, and hopefully over the weekend they'll have a chance to think about it.
The next vote is not expected until Monday, which would be day 6 of the shutdown. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Wall Street had a mixed end to the week. The Dow gained 239 points. The Nasdaq lost 64. The S&P 500 is barely up less than a half a point. Well, now to a developing story. Right now, nonprofits in Wisconsin are speaking out after claims of ICE detaining people in Madison on Wednesday.
Several Milwaukee-based nonprofits held a news conference today after ICE activity in Dane County and Manitowoc County. Our Tanisha Shaw is breaking down what we know.
Several Latino organizations across the state are speaking out after reported ICE activity in Madison. Centro Hispano posted this on their Facebook. It says 7 people were arrested by ICE on Madison's northeast side Wednesday. Centro's post claims that this activity is the only recently confirmed presence of ICE in Madison. Friday, Forward Latino hosted a news conference in Milwaukee about those same claims.
Seeing what we believe to be the largest immigration detention action in the state. with a series of detentions taking place up in Manitowoc. Yesterday, we saw what happened in Madison. And truth be told, for some time now, we've seen a dramatic increase.
I reached out to Centro to ask specifically where this happened and who gave them this information, but they declined an interview. The executive director of Voices de la Frontera in Milwaukee says that 7 people were detained, and they're all construction workers.
Madison, of the 7 construction workers, we know that they were targeting one person. And again, it's there's this larger, they're just grabbing who was there, right, in the home with them.
The Madison Police Department sent this email early Friday afternoon. It says, quote, "We were made aware of their possible presence by trusted community partners, and we were later able to confirm it by contacting federal partners. Right now, we are still waiting for a confirmation if any arrests were made from a government official." The Madison Police Department said they will not be doing any interviews on Friday in addition to their statement, and I have not heard back from the Dane County Sheriff's Department. Reporting in studio, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now. It's confirmed that ICE carried out immigration enforcement here in Madison on Thursday. The Madison Police Department sent this email early Friday afternoon. It says, quote,
Tanasia, thank you. Again, this is a developing story, and we'll continue to provide updates as soon as we know more right here on News 3 Now. You can get notifications to your phone with the free Channel 3000 mobile app. This weekend, advocates against domestic violence will walk to raise funds for Domestic Abuse Intervention Services, or DAYS. On Jackie's Wings honors the life of Jackie Katinger. In 2023, Jackie was shot and killed by a domestic partner, leaving behind her young son. Since then, her family and friends have committed to raising awareness about how common domestic violence is. Earlier this week, we had her mother and a family friend on Live at 4 to talk about what they see as a barrier to fighting domestic violence deaths.
And here is the information about tomorrow's event. It starts in Brittingham Park Pavilion at 10 in the morning. The walk starts at 10:30 and it's from Brittingham to the Capitol, then back to the park. If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic violence, help is available. You can call DAYS 24/7 helpline or text the number at the bottom of your screen for help finding resources near you. We are nearing the end of our 40th annual Coats for Kids campaign.
Josh Spreiter has one final pitch to get Dane County kids what they need to stay warm this winter. That's coming up a little later in the 608.
And summer-like weather continues. Blaze Keller shows us when and if we are expecting cool down anytime soon in his first warn forecast. The Supreme Court will hear a case on whether people can carry guns on private property without permission from the property owner. This marks the first major Second Amendment case the court has agreed to hear in more than a year. It stems from a 2023 law in Hawaii limiting people's ability to carry guns on private property. That law was enacted in response to the Supreme Court's landmark ruling a year earlier that made it easier to get carry permits. 3 gun owners who have hold carry permits sued, along with a gun rights group.
Well, sending mail will cost you more soon. Starting next week, the U.S. Postal Service is boosting its prices for the 2025 holiday season. Officials say these adjustments are necessary to deal with extra handling expenses that come with busier than usual times of the year. Priority Mail Express, Priority Mail, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select will all be affected. The holiday pricing will expire on January 18th.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission is warning parents to stop using ever more surprise eggs with yellow, pink, or green wrap. The gold egg toys include several other toys inside, including a toy plane that the CPSC says contains levels of lead that exceed federal standards. The toys are sold at convenience stores like 7-Eleven and Speedway. If you have this, throw the toy plane away and send a photo of it to the toy maker In Motion Design for a refund.
Well, breast cancer is a disease that strikes mainly women, but doctors say people need to understand it can also happen to men.
In fact, many men are diagnosed with advanced breast cancer because there are no recommended screenings for them. Stephanie Stahl introduces us to a male breast cancer survivor getting the word out.
Juan Namnan, the baseball coach at Frankfurt High School, is also a breast cancer patient.
Shock. It's hard to put in words when you hear, I'm sorry to tell you this, there's no easy way, you have cancer. I knew very little about it. It never crossed my mind.
The 47-year-old father of 3 ended up having a double mastectomy.
It was the hardest thing I ever had to do, emotionally and physically.
He says months of physical therapy were torture when simple activities were painful.
It took so much muscle mass out, steering wheel, hold an umbrella, things of that nature. So life has been a huge challenge, but I'm on my way back.
Coach is in a rare group of about 2,800 men who are diagnosed with breast cancer each year, just 1% of all cases.
I think most men are relatively unaware that they can get breast cancer.
Virtua Health breast surgeon Lori Timmerman says men need to check themselves because there are no screening guidelines.
So usually it's a change to your breast tissue, either thickening of the nipple areolar complex, a nodule in your breast tissue or in your chest area. It's something that's there and then doesn't go away.
Coach Namnan is now taking chemotherapy drugs and relieved to be back at the ballpark.
Tell us your record.
I have had the distinction of being the quote-unquote winningest baseball coach in the history of Philadelphia with 8 championships.
The coach is also working on raising awareness about male breast cancer with a special baseball event to help crush cancer.
I'm so proud of all the work you're doing.
With his wife, his high school sweetheart, supporting his cancer fight. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
And let's get a look at your first warn forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. I think the word of the weekend is warm.
Yeah, warm and breezy. 2 words, but it is going to be a beautiful weekend out there to get out and see the fall colors. It will be a bit breezy, but I think we're still early enough that the leaves won't get blown off the trees. You may need to head a little bit further north, but it is going to be a very warm weekend. And then after that, we start to cool on down. Being more seasonal. We'll take a look at just how cool we'll get in just a moment. But that change, the temperature change, is brought on by our next chance for rain as well. Until then, Friday night football is looking perfect. It is going to be warm, not expecting breezy conditions. The low pressure system that will bring us the rain is also going to help bring in those breezy conditions and keep us warm for Saturday as well. It's going to be slowly making its way out of the Dakotas as we go into Saturday night. So by Sunday, mid to late afternoon, it's beginning to move into Canada. Here's its cold front, and that's going to spark a line of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms as we go overnight Sunday throughout Monday. And then there's our next high pressure system moving on in. That's going to clear out the rain as we go overnight into Tuesday. But let's focus on temperatures now, and then we'll talk about the rain chances, how much rain we could see later on in Live at 4. Compared to normal, we're looking at another day 20 to 25 degrees above average. We should be in the mid 60s. Like today, many of us will likely get back into those mid to upper 80s. Can't rule out a few low 90s as well. We're dry, we've got the sunny conditions, and we have those southwesterly winds. We're going to be back into those mid 80s on Sunday. Cold front moves on through Sunday night into Monday. And then we're back into more fall-like temperatures, closer for this time of year in the low to mid 60s on Wednesday, and then the mid to upper 60s and a few low 70s scattered throughout next week. Even when we cool on down, we're still above average, but it's not to that 20 to 25 degree warmer than average air that we've been sitting under. It's going to be a few degrees warmer. So you may be able to get away with wearing the sweatshirts or the sweaters. It is that time of year. But we are going to be saying goodbye to these 80s and 90s as we head into next week. You may have noticed a bunch of monarch butterflies flying around. This is kind of the peak of their migration as they head down towards Mexico. They should arrive coinciding with Dia los Muertos, which in the lore, these are the spirits returning back home. So let's make sure that the spirits, the monarch butterflies, make their way down to Mexico. If you have any weather photos, you can always send them to this QR code there, or you can send them through our website so that many others can see the weather photos from across the area as well. There's a look at the 7 and 10 day forecast. Rain chances Monday and then again Thursday and Friday of next week, possibly lingering into next Saturday morning. But take a look at those temperatures. Our overnight lows are where we should be for daytime highs, not only tonight, but Saturday night. So that just paints a picture of how hot we are and have been over these last few days. But we'll be back to more normal temperatures as we go into the middle of next week.
Thank you, Blaze. Don't you just want Blaze on a trivia team with you?
You always learn something from Blaze every day.
You have a fun fact for the weekend. All right, with 170 donations yesterday, News 3 Now's Coats for Kids campaign has received 3,257 donations. We are so close to that finish line. We are a little short of that $5,000 coat goal, though, but there's still time to help out.
Josh Breiter is in the 608 without how you can help us make a difference moving forward.
Well, it is the last couple of days here. We are down to just hours of our Coats for Kids, and this is our 40th annual year. We're trying to make it the best year yet. Joining us is Lindsay Brahms of the Boys and Girls Club. Lindsay, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Josh.
So, this is our final push. We've had a great start, but we still have a long ways to go.
We do. So our goal this year is 5,000 jackets. We're a little over 3,000, which is fantastic, but we still have a couple days left to hit our goal.
How can people help with this drive? Because there are multiple ways.
There are. So people can go to any Clinky Cleaners location here in Dane County, and there will be a bin like this, and people can drop off their gently used coats, and Clinky Cleaners will clean them, or folks can go to our website and purchase jackets from our Amazon wish list. Makes it super easy, or donate monetarily as well.
That's what is so nice about this, is we're giving plenty of ways for people to give back.
We are. We want to make it as easy as possible for folks, and just really have a great experience for those coming into our open house on the 24th.
And then once this wraps up tomorrow, then it's with the sorting. That's where we need volunteers.
We do. We need many volunteers to help us sort all the jackets at our at one of our club locations, and then on the distribution date as well. So folks can go to our website, bgcdc.org/Coats for Kids, and click on the sign up to volunteer link, and there's slots available.
We meant 5,000 coats for a reason, because you're seeing that need here in Dane County.
We are definitely. Yeah, in years past, we've always sold out very quickly, and we're anticipating the same thing for this year as well.
All right, well, now's the time to give back. Lindsay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh.
And if you'd like to learn more, just go to the story up on channel3000.com. Again, Coats for Kids ends tomorrow. In Madison, I'm Josh Breiter, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you to all of you who have donated. Well, still ahead on Live at 4, when the expanded McFarland Community Ice Rink opens.
And another local favorite is expanding. Our Badger Beat reporter will join us to tell us all about it when we're back. The McFarland Community Ice Arena will celebrate its grand opening of its new Starion Bank practice rink and expanded facility tomorrow. The arena is more than 30 years old, and it got a $3 million expansion. That was funded in part by donations. The space includes a practice rink, new locker rooms, a dryland training area, and an expanded lobby and conference room. The practice rink is 50 by 90 feet with boards, benches, and a scoreboard, just like a regular rink. The grand opening ceremony will be from 4 to 8, and at the festivities they'll have a ribbon cutting, they'll unveil the donor wall, and they'll have tours of the new rink. You're invited to go to an open skate at 6 p.m. Well, a well-known local bakery, the bread, the famous spicy hot cheese bread, the bakery that makes it is expanding in a big way.
This is not a drill, everyone. Badger Beat reporter Kayla Dembeck takes us inside the newest location and shares what customers can expect. Kayla?
Yeah, so Stella's Bakery, as you said, known for that iconic hot and spicy cheese bread, is getting a brand new home just off of the UW-Madison campus. Their new spot on Regent Street is designed to feel like the perfect mix of campus and community, making it more central and accessible for students and locals. And there's more than just a new address. Stella's is expanding its menu with sandwiches, soups, plus beer and wine, alongside all the pastries and cheese bread that fans already love. Additionally, they'll open up a backyard patio for outdoor seating, game day activities, and special events. The new location officially opens November 1st, with hours running from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. To hear what the owner of Stella's Bakery has to say, check out the Badger Beat on Instagram and TikTok by searching Badger_Beat.
What could be better? Cheese bread and wine. Kayla, thank you so much. That's exciting. It's exciting for them. The Dane County Humane Society will host several fee-waived adoptions throughout the month if you're thinking about expanding your family. Right now, the shelter is full with more than 200 animals, and many pets are coming from overcrowded shelters across the country. Adoption fees for the Lonely Hearts Club members, those are the ones who've been at the Humane Society for longer than the other pets, they'll waive the fees for the entire month. Those are the animals that need a little extra love. Some of them have special needs. The Humane Society says it will announce more fee-waived and reduced fee adoption events on their website. All adoptions, by the way, at DCHS are first come, first served.
In our next half hour, a one-on-one with Madison's new clerk.
Ellie LaLiberte tells us how we got here when Live at 4 returns.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4. Let's say it today. It's Friday. Yes, it is. We made it. And it's the last gasp of summer this weekend.
Is it, though? Who knows? Yeah. It's just going to continue. Yeah, we have had some unseasonable warmth, and it is continuing, but check out that view. That does make it a little worthwhile.
I want to be sitting right on that bench, right now.
Can we take this show on the road, Blaze? Pack it up and go to the lake?
Sure. We might get there by the time the show ends, but we can just dip our big toes in that water because it is likely very refreshing, given that our temperatures are in the upper 80s to low 90s. Out in Dodgeville on our Upland Hill Skycam, looking at a very pleasant afternoon as temperatures sit in those upper 80s. It's 88 right now in Dodgeville. We were at 90 in Sauk City. I think we got to 91. Many of us still flirting with the 90s this hour, stretching from Black River Falls into La Crosse, along the Wisconsin River, Camp Douglas, all the way into Prairie du Chien. 86 in Madison, 87 Platteville, as well as into Monroe. 88 in Sauk City. We're down from 90, as I mentioned earlier. 88s, Cross Plains, Middleton, Verona, Mount Horeb, as well as Perry right now. So a very summer-like afternoon. Many have already set new daily high temperature records for today. This was as of 3 o'clock this afternoon. Obviously, we'll get a better picture of who all set new records from the National Weather Service, but this was just a few that I was able to pick out, and we could do it all again tomorrow. Once the heat moves on out of here, we're going to welcome back some much needed rain starting Sunday night into Monday. We're going to track out not only these rain chances, but maybe that chance Thursday of next week, how much rain we could accumulate over the next 7 days. We'll take a look at that in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Well, after a year of turmoil, the Madison Clerk's Office has a new person in charge.
For the record, host Ellie LaLiberte sat down with Lydia McComas. Ellie, what led us to here?
Well, this started with the November 2024 election when 193 absentee ballots went uncounted in 3 different wards. This triggered 2 investigations, one from the city of Madison, which concluded in April, and for the first time ever, the Wisconsin Elections Commission voted to open an investigation of its own. The WEC investigation concluded in July. Now, the former clerk was placed on administrative leave in March and ultimately resigned from her role in April. And that brings us to this week when Lydia McComas took over as the new city clerk. Now, she was previously the voter engagement manager with the largest county in Minnesota. In our sit-down interview, she emphasized her focus on transparency.
My goal is to make sure that Madison can be proud of the city clerk's office. I'm really dedicated to transparency and making sure that the public knows that the clerk's office is upholding election law and Wisconsin law. Communication is first and foremost for me.
And you can hear what McComas has planned for the clerk's office this Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record.
Ellie, thank you. Well, the Packers aren't playing this Sunday, but our senior Packers writer is continuing to analyze how they played in their last game when they tied. People weren't happy about that. Jason Wilde is in Green Bay with insights on the Pack's running game.
If you're not quite caught up on your Packers bye-week reading, we wrote about the Packers running game today and the encouraging signs that the Packers saw from it in the second half of their tie that felt like a loss against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. For 3.5 games, their run game was going nowhere, and Josh Jacobs, who was extremely productive last season, was starting to get frustrated. But he had 14 carries for 70 yards during the second half and overtime, an encouraging sign that maybe the Packers and their run blocking unit up front with the offensive line are starting to get things going again. We'll see if Jacobs and the line can keep things going when the Packers return to game action on Sunday, October 12th against the Cincinnati Bengals at Lambeau Field and right here on Channel 3. Until then, we've got full coverage of all things Packers, including that Josh Jacobs story, at channel3000.com. And while you're there, you can sign up for our newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every single day. And today, because I made a typo, it came twice. In Green Bay, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
That's okay, Jason. It's Friday. Tomorrow is the first game in the Brewers' postseason run. It all kicks off at 1:08 p.m. at AmFam Field in Milwaukee. The Brew Crew will host the Cubs. This is the 11th time they've been bound for the postseason. The Brewers enter the postseason with a franchise record 97 wins. And News 3 Now will have a crew. We'll be live at AmFam Field, so be sure to watch our coverage right here on Channel 3.
And ahead of the game, Aurora Healthcare in Milwaukee is welcoming newborns with special Brewers outfits. Ooh, they look classy, don't they? The limited edition Brewers baby boxes include a onesie, socks, swaddle, and beanie. Parents will get them at Aurora Healthcare birthing centers across the state.
Oh, I just want to grab those cheeks. This month, new experiences are waiting for you at the Overture Center.
We'll show you the different shows and activities you and your family can go see later on.
And will we break a heat record set more than 100 years ago this weekend? Blaze will tell us in his first warn forecast.
Plus, if you're ready for fall and looking to beat the heat, Will Loper has 3 new things coming to streaming this weekend for you to binge.
Well, with record-breaking heat on the way, this might be a good weekend to just stay inside and binge something on TV.
Yeah, that does sound fun. And there are a lot of new shows to choose from. Film critic Will Loper shows us what's newly streaming this weekend.
It's another dry and windy day in paradise.
Base to all drivers. There's a situation developing at Ponderosa Elementary. There are 23 kids who are stranded. Is there anybody in the area that can pick them up? Is there anybody that can go and pick these kids up?
Watch a real-life story unfold in The Lost Bus, newly streaming on Apple TV+.
I don't think you understand the urgency of our situation here.
Quietly, calmly, one single line. Do you have any safety protocols on this bus?
Yep, you got that.
Great, yeah, that'll make all the difference.
Matthew McConaughey plays a bus driver in 2018, saving a teacher and a classroom of children amidst the deadliest fire in California history.
We're going to put you with a foster mum called Laura. You're going to love her.
Oh, welcome to your new home.
For those looking for scary movies to kick off October, the 2025 film Bring Her Back is newly streaming on HBO Max.
I'm supposed to report how safe and reliable you are. So stay safe, stay reliable, yeah?
2 orphan siblings move in with a foster mother played by Sally Hawkins, who seems a little bit off.
Well, I'm a weirdo.
Happy Halloween, bakers!
Welcome to the first ever Great American Baking Show Halloween special.
And watch celebrities try their hand at baking in The Great American Baking Show, newly streaming on the Roku channel.
I've been watching this show every season.
What you want, Leslie?
I want a shake! I want a handshake!
Patton Oswalt, Leslie Jones, Rachel Dratch, and more attempt to impress judges Paul and Prue with their Halloween creations.
I'm not a complete novice, but I'm no expert.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Debbie Downer on the Great American Baking Show. I can't wait.
Clear your schedule. I know what you're doing this weekend.
That looks really good. Well, if movies and TV aren't what you're looking for this month, don't worry.
Yeah, the Overture Center has plenty of new shows and events throughout October for you and your family. We're talking about them when we're back.
Well, fall is a very busy season in Madison for the performing arts.
There are a lot of new shows and events coming to the Overture Center this month. The Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at Overture, Jenny Dahlman, is here to tell us more about what we can look forward to.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi,
Good to
great
see
to
you.
be here. Thank you.
We have a long list of fun activities, so let's start with there's something called Slow Art.
Yes.
What is that?
So we have 5 galleries at the Overture Center. They're free and open to the public at all time. But this is a special immersive experience where people can come and really get to spend time with the art, to hear about the art, what the artist's inspiration was, things like that. There is a nominal charge for that, but that's coming up next Thursday.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So mark your calendars for that. What's new this month with Kids in the Rotunda?
Oh, Kids
this
in the
is so
Rotunda.
great for parents with young kids.
Right. I mean, it's been around forever. Kids get their introduction to the performing arts. So every Saturday we have 3 performances, 9:30, 11, and 1 o'clock. So they're in full gear now. I think the most important thing this month is Wayne the Wizard will be performing a special on the evening of the Halloween downtown, October 29th from 4 to 5. So families can stop in, get some candy. If it's chilly by then, have a little respite at Overture.
Fantastic.
My friends with kids love that. It's a big hit with them.
Yeah, it is.
We also have a show coming up, Kimberly Akimbo.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So tickets go on sale October 17th. This was a Broadway award winner, a Tony Award winner from Broadway a couple of years ago. It's an unusual story of a girl who actually has a condition where she ages backwards. And so it puts her in some very strange and awkward positions in middle school. But as you can imagine, it's very heartfelt and wonderful music. So October 17th on sale for that.
Is Kimberly Akimbo part of the Broadway series?
It is,
oh,
yes.
Wow. And speaking of, the Book of Mormon is coming back by popular demand.
Absolutely, a fan favorite. We will have a short run of that at the end of October, and we do still have some tickets available for that.
Okay, great. Do you know how many shows?
I think there's a total of 4 or 5 shows. Yeah.
Great.
And then, listen up, Gleeks. If you watch Glee, Matthew Morrison, Will Schuester is coming.
Yes. Matthew Morrison, also known for Broadway, right?
Yeah.
A Tony-nominated Broadway star. But yeah, people know him from Glee. So he's doing a great performance in our Capitol Theater, doing some of the American Songbook and doing a little dancing as well.
He's a phenomenal singer.
He is. He is.
And then we're wrapping up the month of October with the Mariachi Rock Revolution.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it's a fusion of really hard rock music and traditional mariachi music. So that will be happening October 30th, again in a Capitol Theater, and really a fun and interesting, family-friendly, but rocking out kind of concert to end the month.
You have a lot going on.
Yeah, is that all?
We always have a lot going on. And I didn't even mention our 9 resident companies. Matilda the Musical opens from Children's Theater of Madison, and Madison Symphony is celebrating their 100th anniversary this year.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's a big deal.
Before we go, where can people find out more online?
At overture.org. Everything
enough.
is there.
Well, Jenny, hopefully we'll see you every month. This would be so fun to talk about what's in store. It's always a busy season.
Yeah, happy to be with you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Yeah, if you want to beat the heat, there are plenty of opportunities to go to the Overture and find something fun to do, because it is still warm out, Blaze.
It is. We're still sitting in those mid to upper 80s at this hour. We'll do it again tomorrow. A little bit cooler, but still likely in those mid to upper 80s on Sunday. Probably not going to squeeze out as many low 90s as what we did today, and possibly tomorrow. We're going to lose the southwesterly winds that are really key to getting us into those higher temperatures. Cold front moves through Sunday. That's going to be our first chance for some much needed rain here across parts of Wisconsin. Roughly 36% of the state now suffering from abnormally dry conditions. So we're getting to the point where we're taking out a little bit more in our rainy day fund than what we had budgeted. So we've accumulated a lot of rain up to this point, up through August. We've talked about it throughout this week. So we're going to be relying on this bout of rain as we go into Sunday to kind of get us a little bit back on track. It's not going to be heavy rain, and it will likely hold off until mainly overnight into Monday. But we could squeeze out maybe a half an inch to an inch of rain across parts of southern Wisconsin. Taking it in closer to home, those showers begin as we go overnight into the start of Monday. Overnight Sunday into the start of Monday. Can't rule out a thunderstorm or two. Not looking at anything severe. And then we watch as maybe a little bit more moisture is pulled out of the plains. That could keep that shower activity going as we go into the rest of Monday afternoon, wrapping up by later Monday evening overnight. We're looking at, as I said, about a half an inch or so of rain to about an inch. That's where we start to get into this blue. That's that half inch mark. So especially across parts of southern Wisconsin where we are starting to see those abnormally dry conditions pop up. This is some much needed rain. Could see some isolated spots of maybe an inch to an inch and a half. That's if you're hit by these showers a couple of times over the course of Sunday night into Monday night, or you're underneath the shower for a little bit longer than, say, your neighbors. But this is going to be our first chance for rain. We could squeeze out some more showers and maybe a few non-severe thunderstorms by Thursday of next week as well. In terms of rain trends over the next 6 to 10 days, we're not necessarily leaning wetter than normal, but we're not leaning drier than normal as well. We're somewhere in the middle. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We're somewhere where we found the perfect porridge here. We could stand to use a little bit more rain, though. I would like to see this a little bit darker green. We don't really want to see any heavy rain because the growing season is done, but we want to get more moisture into the ground before we go into winter so that we don't really have to rely on that snowpack over the winter to then saturate the ground going into next spring. We want to have enough soil moisture before that. We get a little extra from the snow this winter, and then we're set to have a really good spring. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that maybe we start to see a little bit more rain in the forecast, but for now, we're going to see that rain as we go Sunday night into Monday. We dry out Tuesday, Wednesday, cool off a little bit before more rain chances move in as we head into Thursday and Friday of next week. If you're not a fan of the rain, enjoy the warmth and the sunny conditions because they're set to last through the upcoming weekend.
Well, look who's making a little cameo today.
That's right. We're wrapping up Live at 4 on this Friday afternoon. Alex is here with a fun story. You recently went back home to your hometown of Arena.
I did. I went to Arena not too long ago, and I've been doing school visits, but I've also been doing tornado tour visits where I go to Tornado Archive and I look back at past tornado events, and they have weather data available, and then I can piece together the weather ingredients that have caused southern Wisconsin tornadoes. So I recently went to Arena to talk about the cyclone of 1918, the Mounds Creek tornado of 1962.
This is a lucky group to hear all these stories.
And then we talked about the Spring Green tornado of 1974 and the ingredients why those tornadoes occurred. But I also wanted to go to Arena to just say, hey, thank you. This is my hometown. They've been with me through and through with this journey that started off with watching The Wizard of Oz and then that tornado scene, and then the rest is history from there. But one of the real kickers here in that journey is I've had some idols along the way. Elmer Childress used to work at NBC
Channel 15.
Yep. And then how about this individual
here? How about
here?
this guy?
This is not AI generated. I can guarantee you this. This is a picture of our friend Gary Canalti entertaining a visit with me in 1997. I was in a career explorations class, and this is that visit, and we have it on VHS. And just a big shout out to Gary for being part of my weather journey.
Oh, that's
Very
so
cool.
nice. And now you're paying it forward for other people too, so it's really wonderful.
Dream come true.
Thank you, Alex.
We'll be right back. On Monday's Live at 4, Will Loper reviews the weekend movies at the box office and how everything fared. And later on News 3 Now at 5, Tanisha Shaw shows us everything we know about ICE's presence in Madison this week. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We sure do love spending this time with you. And we're always streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.